Good evening. The measure for intelligence is the ability to change. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayanan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines.
Key vote on changes to visitation rights. President of the Supreme Council for Health received Israeli delegation. Bahraini-Kuwaiti cooperation discussed. Global Entrepreneurship Congress to be hosted in Saudi Arabia. US extends mask rule for travel while weighing new approach.
News in detail. Key vote on changes to visitation rights. The Shura Council is set to vote on Sunday on key amendments to the 1976 Penal Code to ensure divorced parents are guaranteed access to their children. The government drafted insertion to the law aims to end cases of deliberate denial of visitation rights among separated parents, with violators facing up to 3 years in jail or a fine. President of the Supreme Council for Health received Israeli delegation. President of the Supreme Council for Health, Lieutenant General Dr. Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, received yesterday Israeli Minister of Health Nitzan Horowitz and his accompanying delegation. Health Minister Faika bin Said Al Saleh and senior officials of the health sector in the kingdom were present. The ACH President welcomed the delegation, stressing the importance of further broadening areas of cooperation to enhance the steadily growing relations between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the State of Israel at all levels. He asserted that the initiatives to develop the health sector in the kingdom enjoy the unlimited support of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. Bahraini-Kuwaiti cooperation discussed. Representatives Council Speaker Fawzia bint Abdullah Zainal discussed with Speaker of Kuwait's National Assembly Masrouk Ali Al Ghanim ways of boosting the Bahraini-Kuwaiti cooperation. She praised historical and strategic relations between the two brotherly countries and their steady growth at all levels. Al Ghanim described bilateral relations as a distinguished model in solidarity and common destiny. He lauded growing relations between the two brotherly countries, praising the comprehensive development march in the Kingdom of Bahrain, led by His Majesty the King. He also congratulated the Representatives Council Speaker on her presidency of the Arab Inter-Parliamentary Union, wishing her and the Kingdom of Bahrain further success. Works Minister inaugurated virtual 3D exhibition of Al Fateh Highway Upgrade Project. Works Municipal Affairs and Urban Planning Minister Essam bin Abdullah Khalaf inaugurated the first virtual 3D exhibition of Al Fateh Highway Upgrade Project. Speaking at the press conference, the minister commended the government's support to infrastructure projects and the development of strategic routes network to reduce traffic congestions and boost National Vision 2030 to design, implement and manage the roads network to provide safe, smooth and effective traffic movement for all road users and infrastructure that incorporates latest standards and guidelines. Bahrain Al Fateh Corniche received landscape makeover. Plantation of trees and seedlings alongside the eastern part of Al Fateh Corniche was done by a national-level agricultural development organization under the initiative part of the Forever Green campaign. 180 Poinciana, acacia and neem trees as well as ficus and jatropha trees were planted to provide the Manama Corniche with a beautiful landscape and a healthy environment and expand the green area in Bahrain. Education Minister took part in a remote meeting. Education Minister Dr. Majid bin Ali Al Niami took part remotely in the 7th meeting of the Regional Center for Quality and Excellence in Education. Based in Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the regional center operates under the supervision of UNESCO. Saudi Minister of Education Dr. Hamad bin Mohammed Al Sheikh chaired the virtual session, which was also attended by the Arab League Educational, Cultural and Scientific Organization Director General Dr. Muhammad Aoud Amar and other officials. Dr. Al Niami addressed the session, commenting cooperation between Regional Center for Quality and Excellence in Education and the Bahrain-based Regional Center for Information and Communication Technology. MBMA organized lecture on financial and administrative control works out of the keenness of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to keep abreast of developments and in line with the future outlook of the importance of familiarity with topics related to financial and administrative auditing. Mohammed bin Mubarak Al Khalifa Academy of Diplomatic Studies, in cooperation with the Office of Financial and Administrative Oversight, organized today a virtual lecture entitled Financial and Administrative Control Work, which in turn targets heads of sectors and directors of departments. The lecture was presented by the Director of the Administrative Control Department, Mahmoud Hashim Mahmoud, and the Director of the Regular Control Department, Basma Abdurrahman Al Ahmed. Bahrain MMA team reaches Super Cup semis. Team Bahrain powered through to the semi-finals of the first ever mixed martial arts Super Cup last night as Brave International Combat Week got underway at the Khalifa Sports City Arena in Isa Town. According to the tournament system, the competitions will be held in the single elimination. Following yesterday's semi-finals, the final match takes place on Saturday. Today's COVID updates.
COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
Global Entrepreneurship Congress to be hosted in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia will organize the Global Entrepreneurship Congress during the period of March 27 to 30, 2022 in Riyadh. The conference titled Rethink, Rebuild, Regenerate will be one of the first live global gatherings where investors, policymakers, and community leaders from around the world will meet to help rebuild the global economy in the post-pandemic level. Now we will be having a short break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
Welcome back. GCC Secretary General stresses importance of strengthening GCC-Australian relations. Secretary General of Gulf Cooperation Council, Dr. Naif Falah Mubarak Al Hajraf, has stressed the importance of strengthening and developing relations between the GCC and Australia to serve common interests. This came during a meeting with Australian Ambassador to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Mark Donovan, here today, Saudi press agency reported. During the meeting, they reviewed the relations between the GCC countries and Australia, economic cooperation and ways of develop and strengthen them in various fields. In addition to the latest developments at the regional and international levels, they also reviewed the latest developments of the free trade negotiations and the importance of completing them to serve the common interests of the two parties. US extends mask rule for travel while weighing new approach. Federal officials are extending the requirement for masks on planes and public transportation for one more month, though mid-April, while taking steps that could lead to lifting the rule. The mask mandate was scheduled to expire on March 18th, but the Transportation Security Administration said Thursday that it will extend the requirement through April 18, said Associated Press. TSA said the extra month will give the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention time to develop new, more targeted policies that will consider the number of cases of COVID-19 nationally and in local communities and the risk of new variants. The TSA enforces the mask rule, which extends to planes, buses, trains, and transit hubs. Lava flows as Indonesia's Mount Merapi continues to erupt. Indonesia's Mount Merapi continued to erupt Friday, forcing authorities to halt tourism and mining activities on the slopes of the country's most active volcano, Associated Press reported. The volcano on the densely populated island of Java unleashed clouds of hot ash shortly before midnight Wednesday into early morning Thursday and fast-moving pyroclastic flows, a mixture of rock, lava and gas, traveled up to 5 kilometers down its slopes. It was Mount Merapi's biggest lava flow since authorities raised its danger level in November 2020. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I am Vinod Narayanan signing off from BMC News Live. Good night.